The deaths did not end with the massacre at Jonestown. As in the case of the Manson family murders, people connected with the case continued to die from gunshot wounds for quite some time after the discovery of all those bodies in the jungle. At the beginning of this chapter, we noted that Al and Deanna Myrtle, who had published a book about their Jonestown experience, replete with his sexual escapades and physical and mental torture of followers, were murdered in their home in February of 1980. Only a few months after their book was published, in a case that has not been solved. They were not the first, and not the last. That's from Heart of Darkness in Sinister Forces, A Grimoire of American Political Witchcraft, Book 2, A Warm Gun by Peter Levenda. This is a Trine Day book, and just a reminder, I will be talking to Chris Milligan, the publisher at Trine Day, on Friday, on my Blog Talk Radio show, blogtalkradio.com/The Stench of Truth, and the newest episode should appear right there. Again, Chris Milligan this Friday, 7 to 9 p.m. A reminder to you all as well, for those who do not know, Blog Talk Radio archives all of the shows that are done there. So, if you miss an episode live, please stop by and download it, listen to it archived or streaming right off of the website. Some of my upcoming guests include Christopher Knowles from the Secret Sun blog spot. You might want to check that out. And I also will be having Tanya Durenberger on, who's the daughter of Woody Durenberger, the man who met Indrid Cold, one of the most mysterious characters in all of ufology, surrounding the entire Mothman situation in West Virginia. And more. So stay tuned for that. Anyway, hello and welcome to another edition of the Stench of Truth. Further developments in Egypt, where President Mubarak has indicated that he will not seek re-election, and he is still attempting to maintain control of the country, citing the idea of maintaining order until a successful transition can move into place. In the meantime, riots and violence and bloodshed continue to move in Egypt. And for those who commented on my previous video about possible ambiguity in what I am stating regarding the people themselves who are involved in this struggle for independence and for their own way of life, let me state it quite clearly and succinctly that I completely and totally and 100% support the people in their movement to overthrow tyrannical regimes who have done nothing but subvert and destroy freedoms and individual lives, and who have done nothing but perpetuate international thievery and putting people down and keeping them down for decades. In the case of Mubarak, a horrible tyrant. And I only mentioned previously the fact that the IMF is just waiting with bated breath to come in and rape Egypt further, because I want to make sure that they succeed when they overthrow the tyranny that they have now, that they do not succumb to a new tyranny that moves in after this one is gone. And I wish them all success. And let me say again that it now appears to me as though the various movements which now have moved to Yemen seem to be actual real people pushing for real change in a political environment, tired of being stepped on by the boot of authority, tired of being crushed under the wheels of international commerce, tired of being made slaves of a ruling elite. And I say solidarity with you. I have solidarity with you in Yemen, and you in Egypt, and you in Jordan, and Syria and anywhere else where you risk your lives and come out against tyrannical rule. I am with you 100%, and I wish you all the luck and all of everything that you need to succeed and bring a new life to you and your family and your friends and your nation. Throw off the shackles that are there. It's also quite clear that there are operators behind and beside these particular movements that are attempting to direct them a certain way in order to manage the outcomes. So even if these are not orchestrated maneuvers, they are attempting to co-opt them. So I would only warn you, do not allow this to happen. Do not allow the provocateurs to throw you off your agenda. And do not allow those who would come in from the outside offering a supposed helping hand to you to further rape you down the road. So Egypt, I say solidarity with you, and I say go for it, and I say stay strong and stay focused. And for you in Yemen, I say the same. And I can only hope that when the level of destruction and the level of contempt and the level of horror and the level of tyranny that you have been subjected to comes to the United States, that we can use you as an example for how to throw off the shackles of slavery here. So my solidarity is with you, all of you, in your fight against that tyranny. And I say, make your country, make your people, and make your land what you will of it, however you want it to be, and make it the greatest place it's ever been. And do it with your own flesh and blood, and do it with your own sweat and labor. And please, dear God, tell the IMF and the World Bank to stick their loans up their collective asses. That no thank you, we can do it ourselves. Because you can. And you can succeed. And I can only hope that if the U.S. reaches that point, that we can say, let us do like Egypt and Yemen and Jordan and all these other places did. Let us take to the streets. Let us show that we have no fear and we are ready to overthrow tyranny. And hopefully you will have solidarity for us if and when that day comes. Thank you. Good night.